This Sunday, October 5th, celebrate fall at the 18th annual Pumpkin Patch hosted by Jan Hayes, a beloved seasonal tradition in Sylvan Lake, bringing together families, friends, and neighbors for a festive day. Families can pick out pumpkins, capture memories, and participate in community traditions that have lasted for nearly 2 decades. And joining us now to tell us more about the event is Jan Hayes herself from JH Homes. Jan, thank you so much for joining us today.
Good morning, Jake. Thank you for having us again.
Absolutely. Very, very excited. I mean, when you know the Jan Hayes Pumpkin Patch is coming around again, that's when you know that fall is here. So I'm sure the residents are really, really looking forward to it. And this is the 18th year of the Pumpkin Patch. What
Correct.
inspired you to start this tradition, and how would you say it's grown over the years?
Well, we started it years ago. I'm a resident of Sylvan. I've been a resident of Sylvan for 38 years. And I do primarily most of the sales in there. So it was a way for me to thank the community and give back. I do several promotions throughout the year, but the Pumpkin Patch has absolutely become the biggest event. And we start preparation several weeks beforehand. All of the households get a private invitation to the event. And so we're expecting close to 500 people again this year.
Wow. I mean, that really tells you how popular this event is every year. And what would you say makes this year's Pumpkin Patch very, very special compared to the past years?
Well, we always have the Great Pumpkin, and we have a countdown to the Great Pumpkin, which is 5 days from now, and the Great Pumpkin will arrive. It is a huge pumpkin, several hundred pounds, requires a front loader to be delivered to the person who wins it. And this year we have some new things going on. We are going to have the Fox and the Fiddle, which is a duet play from 1 to 4 at the event, and they will also act as our MCs. We'll be giving away kind of organic boards and things throughout the event by pulling raffle tickets. And we also are going to have a costume parade this year. In years past, we've done it, and we're bringing the costume parade back. So a lot of the little ones do show up dressed up, and some of the adults too.
Man, that just sounds like so much fun. It sounds like there's something there for every member of the family. Now, I want to get into the Great Pumpkin Contest just a little bit more, because obviously that's one of the big draws to this event, and it adds a ton of excitement. What can you share a little bit more about how that contest works?
So what we do is when everybody comes to the event, we ask them to sign in, and they are given a raffle ticket for the Great Pumpkin specifically. And then usually around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we are going to draw it, and we have one of the children pull out the winning ticket. At that point, it is delivered by my husband, Paul. He drives the front loader to whomever has won the pumpkin. And unfortunately, it has to be a Sylvan Lake resident because we have to be able to get the pumpkin to the house. But we order over 2 tons of pumpkins every year from Prelip Farms, and they are the ones who pick out the giant pumpkin for us.
That is crazy. I mean, all those pumpkins, and you're giving away such a spectacle for the community. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun for everyone when the Great Pumpkin arrives at this event. And keep in mind, I said when, not if. I am not making the same mistake as Linus.
Right, absolutely.
But obviously, this Pumpkin Patch is playing such a big role in helping to celebrate the fall spirit all throughout Sylvan Lake and beyond. What would you say are some of the biggest ways people can celebrate at this event, and how would you say that this really touches families that show up?
I think it really creates an actual feel of being in the patch, and we invite you to come and see it so you can see firsthand. We deliver over 600 pumpkins, and thanks to some of the residents who have helped me year after year, the truck arrives at 7 a.m., and we literally create the patch for the kids to be able to walk through and choose their pumpkin. And we usually have medium-sized to larger. We have wheelbarrows, to help get them out to the cars and things. But I think that is probably the one event that the little ones enjoy the most, being able to actually run through the patch. And, we have corn stalks and hay bales and really try to make it feel authentic. We also do some of the other events that is the biggest draw is we have face painting every year. And it's gotten to the point where we have to have 2 face painters. And this year, again, we'll be designating tickets because they stand in line for hours to get the face painted. So we brought the Fox and the Fiddle in to kind of be able to host the games, to announce winners of other things going on. We serve over 600 chili dogs. We have cider and donuts. Every child who comes, actually every person who comes, gets a bag of candy that's already pre-made for them and handed to them. So there's a lot of things going on, but we do also have a crafts table where the kids can actually create their own pumpkin, either with stickers or paint or however they want to dress this little pumpkin up. So it is really a great event. And this year we have added, I think, last year in 24, 23, we started, it's called the Familiar Faces of Sylvan Lake. And what that is, we used to do it on a separate day, but it is the Familiar Faces of Sylvan Lake are all the dogs that we have in Sylvan Lake. Sylvan Lake is a very dog-friendly community. People walk always. So we started and we created the Familiar Faces of Sylvan Lake calendar. And every resident of Sylvan Lake in December receives a calendar for the upcoming year. So the 26 photos will be taken from 9 to 12 at the pumpkin patch. And then the patch actually starts from 12 to 4. But this way, it's the people of Sylvan Lake get to see their own dogs on
Oh,
the
that is
calendars.
amazing.
So that is kind of how we've created this, and it's become a really big hit. And we are just kind of combining it to be able to get people there on the same day, at the community center. Bring the photos. You do have to go to janhayes.com in order to reserve a time for the photos because it is only going to be from 9 to 12. And then again, these are delivered in January to all the residents of Sylvan Lake.
That is fantastic. And then that's another reason that's going to help get people out there. You're going to see a whole bunch of dogs out at this event. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Jan Hayes of JH Homes, talking about the 18th annual Pumpkin Patch that is going to be celebrated here in Sylvan Lake this Sunday, October 5th. Now, Jan, how do you see events like this contributing to strengthening very, very powerful neighborhood connections?
I think it brings everybody together and everybody expects it and waits for it. We do several promotions throughout the year, but this definitely by far, because it is anybody can come. We have people, from 8 months to 80 who join us, so I think it really does bring everybody together. And I think we're going to be blessed with great weather again this weekend. We start doing it early in the month because weather has not been our friend sometimes when we hold it later in the month. But this way, it really does. The trees are starting to change. Being on the lake itself, the boats are still out, and it brings people together. And I think it shows what a unique community that Sylvan Lake is. We have a Parks and Recreations, committee that does many things throughout the year, and other individuals. We have a concert series. I do for the Memorial Day parade. We provide all the flags, and on the 4th of July, every single home is decorated with a flag from Jan Hayes Homes. And then the pumpkin patch absolutely just brings everybody out so they can be outside and enjoy the fall weather. And everything is provided. The food, the cider, everything for the kids' events, everything is provided for a way for us to say thank you to the community.
And they are very, very appreciative of everything that you do. Sounds like you do such a lot for the community. What keeps you motivated to continue organizing this event year after year?
I think really just to say thank you back to everybody for being so supportive of me over the years. And it really does keep everybody together. But what keeps me motivated is I love people and I love what I do. And this is a way to say thank you.
Well, everybody in the Sylvan Lake community loves what you do. It's going to be so much fun out there Sunday this week. I will certainly be there as well to see everything. One more question before we wrap things up, Jan. Looking ahead, how do you envision the pumpkin patch continuing to evolve within the next few years?
I would say we try to do something different every year to bring something in. Like last year, we had the live bugs. Depending on what the community will allow me to do, I'd love to bring in a petting farm or something like that. We used to do the bounce houses and all that, but COVID changed those things. So we try to think of different things to keep it exciting for the people. But I do see it continuing. It has become a staple of the community, and whether it's just me or the Parks and Recs becomes involved with me at some point. But it was a way that I started way back, 18 years ago, as a just a special thanks to the people who have supported me.
18 years, and look at how this event has grown. It is one of the best annual traditions in the Sylvan Lake community, and it is all happening this weekend. Jan, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Jake, thank you for having us again. Look forward to seeing you on Sunday.